You're watching One Heart Live on 1HEART TV. Our very first episode, we're fully live as well. You could test us on Instagram or Twitter. If you're a Caribbean or a lover of all things Caribbean, then keep watching and you're going to love what else we have in store. You could call us 0207 819 6460. You email us connect@onehearttv.com. Tweet us, test that we're live at 1HEART Instagram, just like Hannah did with her hair at 1HEART_TV, and use the hashtag 1HEARTTV. Angie, are you excited? Not long to go to Home Sweet Home, guys. Not long to go. Everyone excited.
Jamaica, yeah, can't wait.
Repping Jamaica.
Can't wait.
Listen, I can't wait to see it all. Everyone is buzzing about it. Talking about seeing more, do you want to know the latest news and current affairs happening across the islands? Well, here's Caribbean Connected.
Hey, I'm Aisha Armani, presenter and blogger for Aisha Armani Online, and I'm here to give you an update of the latest and breaking entertainment stories from around the world. So first up, we've got Julian Marley. Yes, the son of legendary singer Bob Marley. He's recently come out with a new music video called Let Me Go, and that's to celebrate the legalization of marijuana in Jamaica. And along with that, he's also, you know, he's been a bit of a businessman, and he's profiting on this new legalization of marijuana, and he's come out with his own line. Yes, it's called Juju Royal. So if you're a smoker, go and check it out. Next up, more news, this time from the US. A bit more sad, however. The daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, of legendary singer Whitney Houston, has passed away at the age of 22. As you may know, she's been ill for a while now. She was found on January 31st, unconscious in a bathtub, a lot like her late mother, Whitney Houston. And last month, she was taken to a hospice, and we have now got word that she's passed away, which is so sad, so young, and really our thoughts are with her family. Now, a bit more positive news. Jamaican independence is coming up. Yes, it's on the 6th of August, so it's coming up soon. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in London, all around the UK. So if you want to find out what's happening near you, make sure you keep up to date with the 1HEART TV website and keep watching as well, so you can find out what events are happening near you. So that's all I've got for you this time around. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to support and watch 1HEART TV. Bye.
Hi everybody, this is Christia Franklin, the owner of MyRepeatOffender.com, which is a fashion blog, and here we are today in Kingston, Jamaica, my hometown. And today I'll be talking about reggae, you know, which is what Jamaica is known for, and basically the impact on reggae on fashion these days. So let's just talk about reggae on a whole. Right now we have an uprise of new reggae artists. We have Protege, we have Jesse Royal, we have Kabaka Pyramid, and these Rastafarians are very trendy. They like to mix up their camouflage, they like prints, they like African prints, all sorts of things, right? And they're even using burlap, which we Jamaicans call crocus bag, and they're mixing it into fashion these days, and it's just so interesting to see as a designer and as a blogger how they're doing it. They're wearing burlap pockets, they're wearing crochet pockets, and just stuff like that. And it's a really big thing here in Jamaica because a lot of Americans don't recognize that after Bob Marley died, reggae did continue, and there was a shift even down here to more dancehall. So it's really amazing that the reggae artists are stepping up, and they're touring all around the world, and they're coming out with new righteous songs, and it's just really making us Jamaicans proud to hear these lyrics, and to hear the passion and everything coming out of their voice, and to hear reggae coming out again, and to see them touring around the world, and they're wearing outfits, and they're just bringing a new trend, you know, they're bringing a new way that Rastafarians dress, and it's making other persons follow them. There's so many persons now who are dressing more militant. So that's how we describe how the Rastas dress. They dress militant. So it's just really, it's nice to hear the new music, and to hear their new interpretation of what's going on in the world. You know, they have very conscious music, and it's just taking over. You have Protege, who just released his album, and now he's touring this summer. You have Jesse Royal, who I heard just did a video shoot yesterday actually. You have Kabaka Pyramid, who he's also touring. You have you have so many artists out there right now that are just preaching reggae, and they're carrying us globally just as how Bob Marley did and just as how everybody else did. And they're just as good. You know, the music is just as sweet and nice to listen to. And what I really like about it is how they dress. They dress so trendy, and it's just admiring to see that they have put a twist on how artists dress, and they've added their own culture to it, you know, as I was saying, with the burlap and the crochet, and of course the Rasta colors and the camouflage, which is a must. So it's just interesting to see that, and it's just, as a blogger, you know, I like to mix their style of dressing to my own dress. Like, I like the camouflage, I love the jeans, I love the Rasta colors. And it's just nice to add all of this together, you know, adding your culture, wearing your culture, because it's as if you're wearing your culture while you're hearing that music, because we're adding our African prints, you know, we're adding our crochet, we're adding our burlap. So it's like wearing a part of your history on your back, which is just so cool. And then you're hearing the reggae music and you're bobbing and you're just enjoying yourself. And it's just admirable as a Jamaican to see what is taking place and to see that reggae is global again. It never died out, and these new artists are finding new ways of reaching international markets through their voice and sending messages through their voice and carrying our culture and our love and everything through music all around the world, just as the greats did. And it's just nice to see that reggae is back, and it's not just all about dancehall, and that reggae is just as good, and we're just as global, and we are leaving our impact, we're leaving our footprint on the world through reggae. And it's just amazing to see it, and to see that they're doing it in such a trendy and fashionable way. So I'm very happy about that. Bye.
There is some brilliant music out there at the moment, isn't it? Lovely music. What I do want to talk about, I want to pick up on some stories there. Everyone's talking about the legalisation of weed or cannabis in marijuana, or juju in Jamaica. Sniper pearls. What do you think of that, actually? Because it's a real mixed bag, positive and negative. What do you reckon?
Well, you first.
Well, I'm not a fan of the weed. I say no to weed.
There's only 20 million people watching you, Angie.
Yeah, talk to Frank.
Have weed now and again. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I think that, you know, if the Jamaicans benefit from the trade, then great, because, you know, weed is not just for smoking, it's for life. Not really.
Weed is not just for Christmas.
But, I mean, it's actually got some, you know, medicinal help there.
Yeah.
So it can benefit the country. If it can, great, I'm up for that. But I think man needs to be absolutely contained and managed right. And I think if you're going to call it juju, I'm a bit worried about that.
Well, the thing is, who's calling it juju is Julian Marley, because you're saying keeping it contained. Look, he's taken over the trade by the sounds of things.
Listen, the Marleys could take grass or a leaf and call it Marley tea. It's a wrap. They can do no wrong.
Well, that's the thing. So Julian has branded this, and now he's selling it like it's proper cool stuff, apparently. What do you think, Patrick?
Yes, Patrick, what do you think?
I'm stuck on the name, Juju.
Juju. The Juju name is a little bit, we're concerned about that.
We're a bit concerned.
We could call it weed.
That's a good one, Ange. And can everyone say that in the studio? No, don't do that.
Oh,
OK, sorry, it was just a bit funny. That was wrong. But Patrick, what do you think about it being legalised? Is it good or is it bad?
I think it can be good and it could be bad. It can be bad. I think if it's being legalised, it means it's being controlled. Anytime you have prohibition, it leads to criminal activity. So I think it's a complicated issue.
It's a mixed bag, isn't it? I mean, we're having a little laugh and a joke, but it can be quite a serious issue. Some people on social media, Big Red Andrew is saying Julian Marley smokes more weed than anyone I've ever seen. James Bradshaw too says smoke one for Julian Marley. Then some people saying not so great stuff. Crazy Chutney Coo is saying, I don't want them to legalise marijuana. Vote against it every chance I get. Just gives them access to chemically manipulate. Oh, that's interesting. Marissa Chapman said they don't want to completely legalise marijuana because then the value of it would decrease and people would stop making money. A bit like what you said, Patrick. Lucas's Prince said, Leapy as to legalise marijuana, quick to deny marriage for all. I seriously don't understand. That's interesting. So he's saying that basically everyone's happy to legalise marijuana, but not happy to, you know, denying marriage for, you know, same-sex marriages and things like that. So that's what they're saying.
The link, amazing.
The link is quite interesting. Some people are positive about it. Steve Melvin Jr. is saying, I hope they don't legalise weed. That's what some people are saying. Kim P is saying Jamaica's only way to get out of poverty is to legalise marijuana.
No, well, I disagree with that.
Is it a poverty-stricken country?
Well, you know, there is poverty.
There is poverty,
do you know what I mean? But it's about, I think, government and management when it comes to Jamaica, because Jamaica is the #1 tourist country. So if it's not managed so that everybody can benefit from it, then it's unfair. So that's the imbalance, I think, from Jamaica's point of view. But I don't think weed is the one that's going to take us there.
No.
Because it's already amazing as a tourist destination.
Yeah.
I think it will grow if you know that you can go to a place where you get sunshine and you can have weed without being locked up. I think it's going to do like what Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah. It's a bit of a weird thing though, talking about it, isn't it? It's kind of like don't really know
don't feel
what
you
to.
Should.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of taboo, isn't it?
There's a health issue to weed as well. You know, let's not pretend that you smoke weed and everything just works out for you. You know, there is stuff that go wrong with smoking weed, and so I think that needs to be brought to its attention as well.
Well, that's the reason why we're here.
Yeah,
because of the weed.
Well, I'm not here because of the weed.
Weed.
No, I'm not smoking weed. Well, the reason. That's the reason why we're here, to be able to discuss these taboo subjects.
Absolutely.
And you know, I want to hear what the people think about this.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Is it good to legalise weed in Jamaica? Even if you're not from Jamaica, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea for it to be legalised here? That's a whole different story, isn't it? But moving aside from that completely, something else that makes us really happy, not just that, is Home Sweet Home. Woo! It's not long to go. Just a few short minutes. I do want to say, though, before we just sort of have a little sneaky peek, thanks to everyone who's tweeted and calling in, you know, keep them coming. But everyone is talking about Home Sweet Home, and if you haven't heard, where have you been? Here's a little sneaky peek to see for yourself what all the fuss is about.
In a household, if your mother not right, the whole house miserable. And when mommy nice, everything, fried dumpling, chocolate tea, you know what I mean? Cheesecake, everything you like, and mommy, all right.
So we've given you a little sneaky peek, haven't we, guys? A lovely little sneaky peek, but there's more. I know you want more. So tell you what, we've had a great time on 1HEART today. Keep watching for 1HEART Live. Thank you to Patrick, one of the brainchilds behind 1HEART. And big thanks to my studio audience. Thanks to you guys at home as well. Keep the conversation going on Twitter, on Insta, wherever you are. Thank you so much for all the love. And now, over to the lady of the hour, Miss Angie Le Mar. Please introduce your show.
Well, now it's that moment for Home Sweet Home.
Yay!
Welcome to Jamaica.
Wagwan, Jamaica!
Festoon in culture, music and arts, Jamaica is one of the most influential countries in the world. From the luscious seas at Morant Point to the sunset at Rick's Cafe in Negril, Jamaica hosts some of the most picturesque sights on the earth. In this series, I will be visiting some of Jamaica's leading entertainers.
Music is purity. What you guys were doing was like a Motown.
Jamaica is my home. This is my little piece of the rock.
Celebrities.
My Rastafarianism came into play then, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to let these guys slay me.
Public figures. And fellow countrymen.
That one everyone knew.
To ask the question, how does a country of just 3 million people have such a big influence on the world?
There's so many people from Jamaican roots that are doing amazing things, and instead of always highlighting what's wrong, we need to highlight what's right.
You don't have to cry.
Every time you walk into a great house, you just think this history that we have is really hard to sometimes process.
When we say, oh, God bless, we don't know the rest. You don't bust a yard, then you're not really bust.
Not tie up without cut.
It is great to be in beautiful Jamaica. I just like the vibe here.
Natural beauty, you know. I can
in her eyes, the way she smiles, and she's royal, yeah, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind, no.
Come again, 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 come again.